Hey, what's up guys? It's Brandon, the Day Trading Genius. Thank you all for joining me today. So we're looking at Deepin V23. This video is about what's the difference between Deepin V23 and Deepin 20.9. Now, I've been using Deepin 20.9 and it does some phenomenal things. However, it doesn't have a few things that Deepin V23 has. So we're going to look at that right now, guys. Hit that like and subscribe button and let a lot of people see this video, because I'm going to also show you how to install it and how to get started on both versions, as they both have different features and behave totally different and look different. So Deepin V23 to me automatically stands out because of the HTML, XML editing. Okay, so that's what's important to me, and for virtual, creators, you guys know, without XML, you're pretty much out of the water. But besides that, the 20.9 does not contain XML coding, and so it is, a little unfair because of that. Besides that, it also has a couple of other bugs that are not synchronized correctly, such as Google is not creating the correct shortcuts and placing them in the menu, and as well as apps are not installing correctly. And there's a few bugs, a lot of which are not happening in 20.9 because 20.9 is stable, and Deepin V23 is a beta 2 version. The one thing also that stands out is that the task manager here at the bottom of the dock looks much different, and it has a different resemblance, as well as the overall feel and look of the whole total composite of the GUI looks kind of different and significant. I thought for a moment that the system monitor had disappeared, but I guess due to the updates correctly, it appears again. And 20.9 offers 11 gigs of VTX KVM mitigation swap, as opposed to the V23 that only offers 7.9 gigs of KVM. I thought that was a little bit of a difference, kind of annoying bug. And besides that, like I said, guys, a lot of things aren't working here that were working over there that I'm used to, referring to the 20.9 that I'm used to. It allows you to install apps that appear just right on your desktop, and there are some bugs on there too as well. Just because it's stable doesn't mean that. And I'll show you guys what the difference is. But like I said before, XML code would allow you guys, so back with what's the difference between Deepin V23 and Deepin 20.9. Now, there is a vast difference. We're looking at Deepin 20.9 now, guys. It is absolutely amazing. You're able to do things, play 4K films straight from the browser, decentralized without any third parties, and you're able to install apps that aren't conventionally possible to build on any version of Linux, let alone Deepin, okay? Although it is stable. And I'm going to show you some tips and tricks on how to do that, assuming you know how to install any version of Linux onto an old computer, or any computer will use that same method, and you'll need the ISO. So go ahead to deepin.org and download the version of your choice. I'm using 20.9 and I chose the 5.18 kernel version. Okay, so you'll need a USB stick and the ISO and a software flashing tool like Balena Etcher or Rufus. So go ahead and do that, and when you have installed it completely, meet me here at the first phase. Now, I left a link in the description for a set of commands that you will need in order to get all of the caveats that you see I have here. They're, the Snap Store, Flatpak Store, the virtual manager, some dependencies, the wobbly windows, and the ability to do a few other things, such as install apps that install apps. Okay, because we'll be able to install .deb files, .appimage files, .exe files, .apk files, and everything. but we just need a method, and it's pretty easy. So you just need to know what it is and how not to conflict the methods. Okay. So watch this video twice if you have to, in order to get that ability. Now, like I said, you'll need to download this document from the link in the description, and you'll need to hold the Control and Option button and tap the letter T for your terminal. But before we start to copy and paste these, I want you guys to go to the far right corner here at the bottom of the screen and adjust your time zone. Okay, make sure this is correct. This is not a VPN. It must be correct in order to update the system properly. Now you want to adjust your time and your format and auto sync it. Once that's done, you can go to updates and check for updates. You should see a green check mark here, and then you can minimize the page. We're looking for an app called App Store. So go ahead and type in the word App Store here. And once you've typed it in, you can click on App Store, click on Updates in the far left corner here. Make sure that it updates every app that is associated with the operating system's App Store. Now, the App Store has plenty of apps that you guys can choose from, but we're not going to install any of them yet because we still have to install, these commands into the terminal in order to get optimal use. Okay. And we don't want apps and abilities to conflict with each other. We want them to work with each other in tandem. So after you've updated everything, you want to type in app image, no spaces. Okay. We're looking for 2 apps, actually 3, that are going to help us find what we're looking for. Okay, so you need to go to category first and type in app image. Okay, go to category and type in app image. We're looking for the uppercase app image installer here, and we're going to skip the lowercase one. Then we want the uppercase app image pool, and we're going to type in Google. Okay, and install that as well. And as you can see, I already have it, so I'm going to minimize this. Now that you've set your time zone, time settings, as well as your updates from your system and your updates for your app store, and you've obtained the app image installer in the .app image pool, you're now going to move on to the next phase. You're going to pull up your terminal, split the window, and copy these commands. Triple tap, copy and paste to the terminal. I already did it, so there's no need to do it twice. Make sure you get them all. Okay. Y is for yes, N is for no. Yes is usually the first option, and the first option is usually the best option. So press enter till it's done. If at some point you get an error, you need to copy this command, sudo app auto remove purge, in order to conciliate that problem. If that doesn't solve the problem, then you may have to reinstall the system again, because this is very easy to do, and that is very uncommon. Once you've reached this area here where you will be installing the Snapd store, you will install Hello World, and then you will attempt to remove Hello World. The way you remove Hello World is you will copy and paste this command twice. So you will paste it the first time, press enter. It'll disconnect from the URL. Then you'll paste it a second time, press enter, and it'll delete all of its data. So it must be entered twice. Once you copied and pasted this command here, it will show you the status of the Snap Store. And if it's running, you can now begin to install Snap apps, but not yet, guys. Make sure you follow me. This command here will also show you its activity in your terminal. All commands must begin with the word sudo for privilege. When you see a line that says lines and then it says N, the only way to get out of this is by pressing the control button and tapping the letter C to get out of there. Now, this last command may be doable or not. It's to see if the system is being listened to, okay? And you may not be able to see that depending on your permissions. Now, this next set of cluster of command, you're going to copy the whole cluster, okay? And paste it into your terminal. Press enter. Y is for yes, N is for no. When that's done, you will have obtained the flat pack. But don't go and clicking buttons and doing stuff yet, guys. This next command here, we're going to copy the whole cluster and paste it into our terminal. And then we'll obtain Virt Manager and some essential dependencies. So paste that into your terminal. When you're done with that, you're going to copy these individual commands to speed Deepin up and its load time. Copy the first command until you've reached this point here. Once you've entered this command here, you will see the line and it will say to end it. Press the enter button until it says the end. When it's at the end, hold the control button and press the letter C. When you're done with that, copy and paste this command as well as this one. Then you want to, at this command, copy the sudo nano portion and enter into your nano. Once you're here, you want to use the arrow key and scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page. Then you want to copy vm.swappiness equals 95 and paste it into your nano. All the other letters will be blue and yours will be black as you see here. Then you want to hold the control key, press the letter O, press enter, hold the control key and press the letter X to get out of there. You'll copy and paste the next command and finally the update and the upgrade. You can reboot now, and if you want the wobbly windows when you return, you want to copy this cluster of command and paste it into your terminal. This will go into your downloads folder, okay? So if you go to files, you should see your download folder. Oops. Okay. File manager. You'll see your download folder. But we're going to access the wobbly windows from the terminal and activate it from the settings. Okay. You should see that file. Keep pressing enter until it installs the .sha file. Once you're done, you can go to settings, personalization, and play with the light and dark icons until you get the wobbly windows. Okay, it worked for me and it should work for you. That's it for the commands, guys. I'll show you in the next video how to get .exe files and .apk files and .iso files and .dmg files. But for now, being that this video is crucial to the beginning of your journey, we're going to do the most important things. Moving on, you want to go to Google Chrome. So go to the menu and type in Google. And I'm going to show you a way to install apps straight from the Google Chrome. Now, what you'll notice is we have the ability to install apps from Google Chrome. And I'm going to show you how. Let's go to GeForce.com. Now, GeForce.com is a game clouding app that allows you to install a virtual machine apart from the Chrome browser. And if you press install, it will actually create that machine. Okay. And what you'll notice is when you minimize, you'll see GeForce aggregated in your menu option as an app and with an icon. Okay. That icon is updated and is the actual icon. Now, this is a part of Google Chrome, if you notice, when you open back in Chrome. And so it doesn't require much performance or space at all. In fact, it doesn't take up any space at all and is running in a separate container. There are different ways to install apps, but the original way with Google Chrome is an option in the browser menu here, and you'll see it's allow you to install the app. I'll show you other ways, so follow me, guys. Okay, so let's suppose we wanted something else that isn't necessarily installable. Let's suppose we wanted Google Earth. Now, when we go to Google Earth, it actually is installable. Okay, And so that is a caveat from Google Chrome. But if it weren't installable, I'm going to show you a different way to install it. We would press the settings button, go to save and share, and you should notice the create shortcut button. Okay. Now if there is an option to install it, this would be the best way. But if you don't have this option, you want to press the create shortcut, name it, and then create it. Okay, guys. And it will create a KVM mitigation virtual window with Google Chrome. And it will also aggregate that icon, the official icon within your menu. Okay. And I'll show you how to install apps in different ways. There are apps that install other apps. Okay. And I'll show you which apps are the best and which ones are not. I'll show you what not to do and how far you can go. All right. So follow me, guys. Now, we went a little far here when we installed this app, the Google Earth. We didn't have to install it that way. We could have actually found the Google Earth within the App Store. Okay, so that's how far you can go with it. You can install stuff from other places and it will be safe. It will be safe and doable. Or you can just go to the App Store, guys, and just type in Google Earth, okay? Because it's probably going to be here anyway. And if that's the case, then you want to save yourself some time. It's not here. So we're kind of happy that we did that. But the web Google Drive is here. And that is actually not an option in the Google Chrome. See, if we go to the Google Chrome and go to the Drive, guys, I have created a shortcut for it, but this shortcut was not an installation option. And let me show you why. Okay, so we just uninstalled it. Okay, now we're going to go back to it. It's not an option. Okay, it's not an option for installation. Normally, to compile this dependency to create Google Drive in Linux would take a plethora of coding. I mean, I'm talking about injection, a whole lot of stuff, guys. Research. I'm sure ChatGPT can figure it out in 5 seconds, but this is the easy way to do it. Okay, this is how you do it. Now, like I said, when you go to save and share, you can create a shortcut of it, and that's what you want to do. You can also cast this into Bluetooth or whatever Wi-Fi networks are in the vicinity. But you can name it, all right? And I would just name it Google Drive. I wouldn't even name it anything else because that's really what it is, right? And so that's how we got that. But I installed it already. And so I was just trying to make a point. The web Google Drive from the App Store is more efficient. It's more powerful. It's going to give you a separate window. Let's open it up. The window is not going to be attached to the browser. And as you can see, this operating system was developed in Asia. So there's language indicators. Okay. And that means this is the original, or someone has worked on this from the system dev operating team. So it's doable and more workable. That's just one way of installing things. Okay, guys, I'm over here cluttering up my desktop with stuff. If you want to delete anything, you would want to do that from Google Chrome. Okay, don't just go and press the uninstall button, because if you press uninstall, the data will still be there. Okay, that's the problem. So that's why we want to uninstall stuff from the Google Store and from Google's Chrome. Now, if you just go to history, that'll probably work out for you even better. That way you can just get the thing and just uninstall it. And this is the way it's done. Okay. It may be a little inconvenient for you to want to uninstall it this way, but it is the right way. And if you don't do it this way, the data will remain and you'll get a lot of clogged up junk in your computer. So if you want to uninstall something from Google Chrome, you need to uninstall it by opening up the page in Google Chrome. All right. That is something you need to watch out for. Don't go too far. That's why I like to install stuff from the App Store or from the Snap Store or something like that. Now, how do we install stuff from the Snap Store? Well, let's go to the menu here. We have the Snap Store. If you type in Discover, you'll see the Snap Store, okay? And we're going to click on that. Now, we want to have the Flatpak and Snap Store, but unfortunately, we can only have one of the two, okay? We can have the FlatHub Store. This is the FlatHub Store, and it's running a Plasma version of on our GTK. So now in this area, in the search area, when you press applications, you want to type in Flat Sweep, okay? And Flat Sweep will give you an application that will remove unreliable dependencies as well as leftover junk from bottles, Steam, applications you've installed, and things that, apps that folders you can't access. All right. So just install the Flat Sweep and it will enable you to delete unwanted data. All right. Once you have that app, now you can go browsing for stuff. Okay, guys, it has everything here. As you can see, I got some stuff here. Oh, yes, you want to get bottles from here, from Discover. Okay, you want to get bottles from here. Don't ask me why. I just already know it's working perfectly. Do not use the bottles from the App Store, because if you use the bottles from the App Store, it's going to make you put in passwords that I don't know. And those passwords, I don't know, it may or may not work for you. So I don't know those passwords, and that's tedious. All right. They need to fix that. Get it from here, the Discover place. Once you've got that, you want to go to the App Store actually and get the Steam from the App Store. Okay. So go to categories and then get Steam from the App Store. All right. It's pretty easy to plug in your PlayStation controller and get started once you have Steam, and you can play anything with Steam from the App Store on your controller. Otherwise, if you get Steam from anywhere else, that's not guaranteed. I have not tested that, and I don't think it will work. So get Steam from the App Store. Once you got bottles and Steam, guys, you're good to go. All right. Now you can actually install an exe version of Steam and upload it through bottles to have Proton GE, Wine, and, Cafe, and all of those other dependencies that have been so, favorable to gamers. It will help you play app performance dependent programs that rely on strings of code for performance output. All right. With that being said, guys, you're ready to go. Now I'm going to show you something that's a little weird. All right. I'm going to show you how to install apps from other apps. All right. So go to snapcraft.io on your browser and create an app store. Okay, guys. Once you create that app store, go ahead and look for some apps in the Snapcraft store. The way you install apps in the Snapcraft store, you'll have to copy and paste the command. Okay, so just copy and paste the command into your terminal. Once you paste it into the terminal, it will aggregate, and then you'll be able to access it from the menu. As you can see, I already have TradingView. So if I type in TradingView, it'll pop up right here, and it'll run in a separate server. Guys, if you want to delete something from the Snap Store, you will have to delete it the way that we discussed earlier. And that will be with this command here, sudo snap remove. Okay, sudo snap remove that thing, and then you will press enter. It will disconnect it from the URL, and then you'll have to copy it and paste it yet again the second time to delete all of its data. So remember that if you want to install, you copy it once and paste it once. But if you want to remove, you have to copy and paste it twice to remove it completely. All right. We have a version of TradingView running on a separate server. And this is absolutely amazing. We can go into full screen mode. We can see stocks, cryptos, indices. We can trade anonymously. We can use our extensions as if we were in a browser, or we can simply just use the virtual window as if it were an app. So that's one of the caveats about apps from the Snap Store. Now, when you're not using a Snap Store app, you need to get out of it before you start opening up several Snap Store apps. But that's how you install Snap Store apps, okay? And as you can see, we have a Snap Store here that we created. All right, so that's one way of installing things. Now let's go into the next way. Go into our Google browser again. Now we're going to look for something called the Flat Hub, okay? The Flat Hub we already have, and this is actually the Flat Hub. But if you want to install things from the Flat Hub, you can do that simply by clicking on what you want or typing in what you're looking for. And it's done the same way. Don't press install. Actually, you'll have to copy the command here and paste it into your terminal the same way you would with Snap, okay? And when you want to remove it, guys, these apps are going to be found and removable in the Discover app with the remove button. Okay, so we're not going to copy and paste the remove command. We're going to just press the remove button and it's going to swap rid of it. All right. And then, like I said, the Flat Sweep app will get rid of leftover data, and there will always be leftover data when you're using Steam and bottles and all of that Windows stuff that we be doing to try to get Windows stuff. I wonder what this is. This looks kind of cool. Anyway, so moving on. Now that's another way of installing apps. So go to the bookmark again, and we're going to go to webcatalog.io. Type in webcatalog.io, and you want to download the x64 file here only, because we're using AMD, all right? Unless you have ARM, and I doubt that 20.9 offers that. So get the x64 version, close out of that, go to the app image installer here, open that, and locate the web catalog file in your downloads folder. You're going to click on it, press open, then you're going to press next, and you're going to name it web catalog. Okay, guys? Name it what you want it to be found as so that you can create an app. This will create an app for you when you press next, and then press next again. Like I said, guys, this was developed in Asia, so there will be some language barriers. Then you'll notice that the web app has either aggregated and will appear, or you can just type it in and click on it. This is a way to install apps that install other apps, okay? Anything that is a .app image can be installed with the .app image installer. Anything that is a .deb image can be installed with the operating system's package manager installer, okay? And so we have the ability to install both .deb, .app image, and apparently these are APKs, okay? So notice how we transitioned from app image, DEB into APK. And now we can install these, and they will aggregate as app icons onto our menus as well. And they do not take up very much space, and there's not much required. You can actually upgrade and have several apps with the free tiers they have. Now, there's something interesting about a website called now.gg. When you install now.gg, the website, you'll notice, and I think I have it up already, all right, that it gives you the ability to play those same installable apps on the cloud. So you don't even need to install them. You know, there are games, but if you wanted development tools and stuff, I'm sure there are websites for that too. Access to live servers that play cloud instances of app material. So use your imagination about that. Okay, guys? Now, everything we're doing is private and autonomous. And you will have the ability to change your IP or MAC address at any time if you decide to, and you'll have to do research on that. I'll show you how to do it later. But don't worry, guys. When you do activities on Linux, you will be completely safe and you should be autonomous. Otherwise, using Windows and downloading all of those third-party apps will require, your consent for privacy invasion. And that's not what we're doing here. So going back to the Google Chrome, I'm going to show you yet another way of installing apps. Okay. So what you'll notice is we have Epic Game Store, Ubisoft, FlatHub, iOS, and these are just a few of the different websites that honestly would not, give you the ability to install anything. This is the AdCreative.ai app, okay, that everyone is raving about. And it's been very popular for a very short amount of time. And it still is. So if you want to install it, they give you the ability, okay? And so that is an amazing thing. Let's go ahead and install that. That's an app that does AI now, okay? So we're on another tier of app development. We are installing apps that are in .ai form, okay? Now, you're not actually running API of the AdCreative.ai, and they're not actually running the API of ChatGPT. But you get what I'm saying here when I mention that the computer is in KVM mode and will give you a significant amount of virtualization. We're looking at LSCPU, if you type that in, and this is our flags on our motherboard. This is why we're able to do all of this stuff, because of the fact that Linux has evolved from, where it was to where it is now. And these flags are irrevocable. They can't be deleted. They build upon each other and tell the rest of the world what we're capable of. And that is then, converted into a virtualization that is saved on to our motherboard in our cache and then dispensed to us as mitigation. Okay, that's what I was telling you guys earlier. That mitigation is what gives us the ability to have very low performance output and very high tier level abilities. Okay, so do your imagination on that. All right, so that's yet another way of installing things. I think there's some more. Yeah, you can go to the app image pool and install apps from the app image pool. And this is like a FlatHub. They don't have everything, but it's installable straight from here, and you'll see it, and you can remove it from here as well. Okay. Now that we've gotten that out the way, I'm sure there are some other ways. Let's go back to the Google Store. Okay, so we'll go back to the Google Store, and what you'll notice is this is one of my favorite apps. Okay, Pionex. It's a crypto trading app. They do not give you the ability to install the app. So what do I do instead? I go to Save and Share, create a shortcut, and create a Pionex. Okay, and now I have a version of Pionex that is, not even licensed in America, right here on my system. If I want to activate my VPN, I can do that right here. Okay, guys, I'm not gonna, I don't think I should. Can I? Oh, I gotta do some things. All right, they want money. All right. Well, that isn't the right free VPN for us. We need a decentralized one that doesn't fail us when we're trying to do business. But you get what I'm saying, guys. Being autonomous, being anonymous, and being on top of technology is essential. And so that's what Deepin 20.9 offers to me. And that's why I hope it offers it to you as well. Hit that like and subscribe button and share this video with a lot of people, because this was the easy way to install Deepin onto your computer. And that was the difference between Deepin V23 and Deepin 20.9. Till next time, guys, I'm Brandon, the day trading genius, and you guys were my perfect guest. Don't forget to like and subscribe and replace that operating system media player with this one. because this one has a cool looking Santa Claus hat and it doesn't ask you for money.